Hello, everyone. I'm so excited, of course. I came from a long way from Istanbul. I think that we are so close cultures. I love you so much, first of all. Thank you. Maybe I just seen that I haven't mentioned myself anywhere in the slides, so just 2 sentences from me. So as Katya mentioned, I'm working at a university in Istanbul. So I have completed recently the PhD studies, but before that I worked maybe almost 17 years in the industry as a business analyst, product owner, development manager, so many roles. But then I just wanted to go back to the university and do some research on the fields that I have worked before. Now I will be presenting you not so much theoretical things, more practical, I can say. So my motivation for this one was actually, so we are working as BAs and POs, I will be calling in the short way, business analysts and product owners actually. So this is more for the strategy and more for the modeling and diagramming part actually, or visualizing part, or designing the solution. So for these processes, actually, how we can use some tools. So I will be presenting you from the phases, some tools that I have aid from when I'm completing these phases by using artificial intelligence tools. So it will be more on the practical part, actually. So let's start. So we know that now artificial intelligence is everywhere. We are using it in our daily lives and also in the professional life. I mean, if organization, permits that, of course. But it's, of course, extending that productivity, but many other things. So it can improve the collaboration in between, communication, and the processes. Also, it can enhance the processes. And so there are new business models, new revenue models with the AI, we can say that. So there's so much impact from that part. And also it transforms our way of doing things actually in our daily life during that software development life cycle. We can now see that it has been used when we are designing screens, interfaces, the experience. Also, during the code generation, automated testing, we have the support of AI from all of these stuff. But of course, as BAs and POs, we need to stay focused on the problem statement, so maybe the most important phase of business analysis, we can say that. Also, defining the business need, finding the value, the sweet spot, this is important for us. So we need to stay focused for this, for the experience part, also for the scenarios, and understand the user and the data. So what I would like to present actually, so how we will be doing with the tools now we have. Of course, this is a very, quickly changing landscape, you can say that. Maybe the tool that I'm presenting in 2 months, we won't be using it, I don't know, but I will try to just give a use case for each and every phase that we are, visiting through these phases. So now maybe we can using it as a separate participant, the AI, in the meetings, online meetings, so the AI tool can join the meeting, take the meeting notes, and then share it with the people, or during the research for asking research questions or get the literature, completed. Again, we have AI support. And of course, for the context, for the domain that we are not so much aware of, maybe for the refinement, again, we can use AI. And also understanding the patterns or analyzing a big document, let's say, we can use it. So what I would like to actually focus mostly on, so it is changing the business model, revenue streams, it's okay. And also the product itself. So you have the AI support in each and every product now, maybe, or same for the processes. But what I would like to mostly focus on is the product discovery and development phases. So how we can use in our daily life, in our professional life, get that AI support, which tools can do what. I will just try to focus that part, actually. So, and the roles in my mind is dual here. So one is for the business analysis phases, the other for the product ownership. So we know that for the product owner part, it's more identifying the strategy and also defining the vision of the product, the roadmap to have that vision to come to the life. And also how you can, maybe maximize your product with the AI-driven opportunities. Also for the business analysis, again, the same thing. We need to clarify the needs, understand users, understand the values that will be driven here. And also we need to, of course, understand the requirements, ensure, but without maybe AI also. Just purely, we need to understand the need. We can say that. So I will go forward and come back a little bit. Here, this is from IIBS Product Ownership Analysis, book. So what we have actually from the business analysis perspective and product ownership, and there's a sweet spot in between, of course, but mostly maybe you cannot read it. So for the product owner part, so you know the questions, which questions we are dealing with all of through these phases. So first, you know that we are starting with why. Why we need to develop a solution, or do we need to develop a solution here, or is there a problem or opportunity? So mostly product owners are focusing on, determining this why and what actually. Then, of course, this why needs to be transformed to a how. So this is the business analysis part, we can say that. So mostly product owners or the guys in the product ownership field, we can say that, mostly focus on the need, understanding that the vision, the roadmap, actually the value and the customer, but the business analysis focuses on mostly on the requirements, how to model them, how to create a solution with the need, and maybe just close that gap with the as is and to be actually. So, of course, both has an intersection, and what we are going to do with all of them, we are, of course, creating a roadmap, then apply it, and these two roles are working together. So now I'm coming to the, the main part. So for the AI, how these both roles, how it can be with us, let's say, how it can support the processes. It can support, it can act as a partner with us, so for our daily life. It can act as a catalyst in order to, fasten things, and also it can be a connector. So how? So you know this question order. So here, from the who part, let's say, we can use AI to be a bridge between people, processes, systems, and it will make our life easier to connect to people. After pandemic, you know that we have been using so much online tools, but now with the support of AI, we are also able to use them in a smart way. So for the what part, as a partner, so it can assist our daily life actually. How? So for the requirements, for visualizing them, designing them, or having a great idea, let's say. I don't mean that AI can give us great ideas. Without us, it is nothing, I know. I just want to say that, but it helps that. It can accelerate the process actually. And then for the how part, so we need to build some interfaces, some experiences, again, as a catalyst here. So it can increase the speed, or it can give, again, good ideas for us for the visualization. Or maybe it can create the model, but we can just, with some touch, human touch, we can make it perfect, let's say. So we can use it to make our work, better. So my focus will be on only creating that requirements, stories, features, let's say, in an agile way. So up to that point, I will not be touching the coding part, the testing part, actually. So this framework is actually, the focus is on the BA and PO perspective. So what we are doing, we are discovering the problem with an evidence. So I will be sticking that framework while I'm presenting you the tools that I will be using. So we define the need, then we design it. So it shouldn't be in a linear way. Of course, when we, develop some features and stories, we can go back and design something else new, or we can enhance the design actually. But then we are delivering it to the team, to the world, actually, by using some other tools. Maybe it can be a backlog, it can be a meeting. And then we are demonstrating our results. We are closing the feedback loop, let's say, with the demonstrate part. What we are doing, we retrieve some feedback, we change the product, or let's say we understand that we haven't been able to reach the goal that we have set for that, let's say, story. So I will be sticking that with this one. So this will be our guide for the rest of the slides, actually. So here I have put these 3 roles as a partner, catalyst, and connector, and which tools I will be focusing, throughout this journey. So this is for the partner is for the first 2 phases mostly, but of course we can use each and every phase. Actually, there is no limitation, no boundaries for us, but mostly for defining and for discovering, we can use the tools I have mentioned. We will take a look at them quickly. And for the catalyst part, since it is the stories, it's the backlog, it's the requirements, so we can use some other tools here for story mapping, let's say, for user interface design, for requirements elaboration, listing. And also as the connector role, we can use some spaces to put our data, let's say, the product backlog. It can be whole documentation, or it can be some user feedback coming from the outside world, and we need to analyze it. There are some tools. I will be presenting you these tools. So from now on, what I would like to say before starting the tools, so you will see some interfaces, actually, some screenshots from interfaces, and I will try to explain what I have done while I'm showing you the interfaces. And also, I had a focus on one use case here. So I just made up a smart food delivery application needs. So I just pretend that there is a need for that, for delivering the smart food to the people. So if I had a need like this, what is my journey with these tools in order to create the backlog, let's say, in order to understand the requirements, and also in order to, let's say, close the feedback loop. So if I have data, I have used the same use case all the time. For just one thing, I think, I have used another information data. I will be also telling you that. So let's start with AI as partner part. The discovery part mostly. So, this is the most important part maybe, because having the problem correctly understood, we cannot create a useful or correct product for the audience, let's say. That's why, understanding the problem is the most important thing. So this is Elicit.org. So this is a tool. So you can give your research question to that tool, and it's search for the literature for that question. So if it is valid question or not, is there a gap in the literature for that or not? You understand from the sources, mostly the academic sources, but it's again okay. Since you would like to, do something in future, that's why you need to take a look back for the history, what has been done. So my question was here, what are the pain points for the current food delivery application experiences? Especially if you would like to do some health conscious, if you would like to focus on some health conscious users. So what are the pain points here? So it gives me, the results. So I will not be giving so much detail, but just the essence of the thing. So it gives us the topic, subtitles of what we have. So we can imagine that there are some platforms, so there can be pain points from that platforms and what has been created up to now. And then also, what is the status for the health conscious population? And what are the research methodologies that are conducted here? What are the applications? What are the user experience details here? So what they have experienced and what they have said. So there can be some interviews, some surveys that has been conducted to the users of these applications. Then we will see the results in a, summary way here, but it's also giving us in detail. So what I have seen here, actually, the most important thing is the pain points maybe, and also the features that can be developed for this type of application. So it is giving us a report, and we can check, we can do further research on that. So when we continue to do, so Perplexity, maybe you are using it, so it is a little bit different from the other chat GPTs or GPTs, I can say that. Underneath, on the background, it has both ChatGPT and Claude. So since it has these both search engines or LLMs, I can say, so here it has an opportunity for us. It can give us real-time data, answers. And also, of course, if you would like to do some deep research, it's again okay for us. So here, it's best for creating a benchmark analysis, competitor analysis, we can say that, or understanding the current trends. It will be a good way of researching on that topics. Both LLMs are behind, as I have mentioned. So for this one, what I have asked, what is the common frustration points with current food delivery apps of this year? So what you have done, and also afterwards, I requested to have a competitor analysis. So which tool has which feature, which functionality, and also you can just request a SWOT analysis for each and every experience, actually. It is also giving us that competitor analysis. So when you are in discovery and define phases, so it is good to see around what is there. And it is also good to use that tool for these purposes. Of course, ChatGPT. So it touches mostly on the creativity part, we can say that, for brainstorming and creativity. I just use it for defining some question set for the interview or for a document retrieved from the business. So here is the question set that it has built for me. And I have used that question set with Notebook LM. Just I pretended like I got a document from the business, let's say, or product owner, or it can be another, report from the industry. So I have checked Notebook LLM and I compared it with ChatGPT in terms of PDF reading, understanding, and replying to my questions. So Notebook LM is better than ChatGPT in order to read the PDFs, actually. So ChatGPT sometimes misses some points, but it's okay. So you ask your questions and you get your answers depending on your questions again. So of course you need to check the document again, but now you have a chance to quickly see what is there. And Claude. So Claude is also acts like a GPT, but there are some artifact usage behind. So here, what do we have? It's PRD to prototype and brainstorm idea generator. So both are very good, I can say that. So from PRD to prototype, let's say you have retrieved a product requirements document from your product owner, and you would like to present a prototype, but very quickly. So these are the requirements of the product. It was not the meal delivery, now it's a different data. The PRD was about having outfits, styling of the users. So you are taking your photos of your, clothes, and it is providing you some recommendation. So it was a PRD, it was a product, and you see in maybe 2 or 3 minutes, you have the prototype with HTML and CSS also included in it. So again, if you have an idea, in order to see it live, you have a chance to do it with Claude. And AI brainstorming tool, again, here you are providing the service. Again, we turn back to the meal delivery. Now it is giving you the, product features that can be developed for the coming quarter, let's say, like this. And one tool, one artifact again from Cloud is for PRD generation. So you are giving 3 answers of these 3 questions. Like this. What is your target consumer? What are the features, key features, and what is your product or feature doing? Then it gives you the product requirements documentation. Maybe you will have this from here, then you will use it to create your prototype. It will be, again, so fast. And for the AI as catalyst, so now we have our idea, we have the solution, maybe we have a broad scope, but now we would like to focus on the requirements, on the details part, on the how part. So this is a tool. Again, I know that this is not the best, maybe you business need defined here, but just with one sentence, and in which language you have that sentence, the application continues with that language, and it has Russian option. So you provide your need, the application, the solution, or the need, let's say, and then each and every step here, it is creating, it gives you the chance to, of course, edit or write your own. But again, on the right-hand side, you have an AI assistant option. So you give the sentence and it is creating all the other stuff by taking a look at your sentence, let's say. I will not take all the steps here, but it is providing, it's creating personas. You are giving the keywords, and depending on these personas, again, you have the chance to create the features depending on each and every persona, or without persona, you can do this. Also, you have the, features part. It's, splitting your idea into features and then stories. What else? You can prioritize depending on the Moscow approach, so must-haves, should-haves, and then you can have a chance to build an MPV, minimum viable product, by taking these features into that field. Also, so you have all the prioritization and the MEP. And then what else? You can create your product backlog here. This is the also it's the good way of writing product backlog with the user perspective. So as a user, I want to do something so that I will reach some point. So it is also writing these in that framework. And then what else do we have? We have stories on board, another tool. Again, same problem, meal delivery. But here, again, you have a chance to create a quick story map you give. So it requires a longer version of the statements, but when you put it, it gives you the story map very quickly, the epics, the features, and the stories. So again, depending on the personas, you are able to create your story and feature, and then of course you can have the chance to edit. And DALL-E, also it's under ChatGPT, but now it's separate, I think. But let's say you would like to just create a logo for the application, it's okay, you can do it. And Figma, I don't know if you have a chance to see it, the AI-assisted version. So it was so good. I just used it for customer journey mapping. So it gives the all steps for the meal delivery, which parts we are going to focus on throughout this journey. And if you would like to see the, details of the journey, you have, let's say for the browse and discover part, what are the actions, what are the emotions that we are going to touch during that journey, and what are the pain points and opportunities. Of course, again, you have the chance to edit it. And also I requested to have an interface for the login. So it gave me with the, again, codes. And the activity diagram. Diagramming is can be done with another tool because it doesn't have the errors, but it has the swim lanes here. And also, I requested to have an investor presentation. Let's say you are developing your tool, but you need some money, you need to get some payment from the investors, and you need to, impress them with what you have done. So it can create you a presentation for this one also. Again, you have a chance to change it. And the connector part, where you are going to demonstrate and deliver the output to the world, or where you have the chance to connect people. So Spinach AI also have a chance. So with this, it can join with you to the meeting, live meeting. It sees your agenda. And then also, if you have the recording of the meeting, you can use this. So I don't have any video, but I have put some video here, and I just checked if the output is correct or not. So it is transcribing the video. It is giving you the chapters, the summary, the chapters. And also, if you ask a question regarding that video or meeting, it can create the meeting points. It can send it to the relevant people. It can also create a to-do list. And also it can, integrate with Jira or some other stuff. So you can just quickly, with one click, if there's an integration, you can just create that to-do list in your, tool platform also. And I asked a question about my further studies of the research, depending on the video, and the answer was almost correct. I can say that 95%, but it's correct. Notion also is another tool. You can think it like Confluence, So there was again a project that I have completed in terms of usability testing. And I asked, so you can keep your documents here as a base for documentation. And let's say if you need a issue resolution analysis from the documents that you have provided, it can give you that analysis. So it was a completed project. Then all the stuff was resolved, but it gave the correct statistics and correct summary, I can say that. Also, Notion can join the meetings with you, or let's say it was a face-to-face meeting. You open up, near you in the meeting room. Then again, it has the recording and transcribing option. Then again, you have the chance to create the meeting minutes. And you can use it as a base for your meetings, for your documents. Last two, one is Miro, maybe you are using again. So again, by providing the requirements, you have a chance to create the flow chart, the mind map, all the other stuff. And also another brainstorming here, it creates you 10, I just said that give me 10 innovative ideas regarding my application, and gave me that notes, sticky notes, so you can use them, change them in the online collaboration tool where you all together use. Lastly, the last one is Dovetail. So it is for closing the feedback loop. So let's say both you have provided your goals when you complete your journey, what you would like to reach, let's say 10% increase in the user number, or in the money, let's say you are going to earn. Or what else? You have feedback from your customer. It can come from App Store, Google Play, or anywhere else. Or maybe you have done interviews with your customers, users, or potential customers. There can be some text or video. Again, it's good to analyze these. So it is good to close that loop actually. So both in terms of the goals of your project and in terms of the user feedback, I can say that. So it can give you some sentiment analysis depending on the comments coming from your users. Or let's say this is a goal. If it is, you see the target, you see the actual, if it's achieved or not, or the summary you can see. And lastly, this is a feedback coming from a customer, which customer, if it is negative or not, and what was the main point of that feedback. So, of course, I know that we shouldn't over-rely on the AI. We need to use it reliably, responsibly. So we need to take the advantage of using it, but we shouldn't rely on whole. So there are some privacy and security considerations also. Maybe you don't want to put any user information, customer information, or critical information on that platforms, but these can be also, configured depending on the organization in a healthy way, in a secure way, I can say that. Of course, there can be bias, there can be validation problems, but we need to have the human in the loop when we are using these tools. So it's fasten the process, of course, but that we should be there actually. And I hope you get some point, you get some, tools that can be reserved for you to be used on Monday morning, not maybe Monday, but in the coming weeks. So I'm happy to be here to present it to you. Thank you for listening to me. And if you want, I can answer questions. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentation. My name is Gleb. I've got a question. Imagine situation, 3 or 5 products on the market, similar products, and every product and analysts are using AI to work with backlog and requirements. maybe you can give an advice or tell us what skills can help me to win in such situation, because everyone is using AI, and how can I win? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a really good question. I think maybe for the skill set, you need to be, we need to keep our, skills by being, how we are business analysts and product owners, we need to question everything. Again, this should be the thing there also. As I have said, we shouldn't rely on only that one. But the important one is, I think, so it's working like how we train it. So if you provide more documentation, more insights to the AI, so it will differentiate from the other products, backlogs, or, ecosystem. So it is good to be providing relevant documentation and insight and historical data to AI, if it's okay in terms of security, I think. And the other thing is, prompting is a good skill set we need to get. So we need to be sharp, clean. We need to keep in mind that we are dealing with a machine or a language model, it's not person. So when you, interact so much, so you just try to, you just start to think like it's a human, but it's not, of course. It can do it very well, but we don't need to, we should be aware of this, and we need to be clean, concrete, and say what you would like to say. Just not to get the point that it brings us. We need to be in the control of that process. I think the ones that are coming quickly to my mind are these. I hope it's the answer of your question. Thank you.
Hi, Reydan. Nice to meet you. First of all, thanks. Thank you very much for such an inspiring presentation. Inspiring, I'm sorry. My question is more related probably for personal experience. We are at the very beginning for incorporating AI for our business and system analyst processes. So my question is, what's main maybe difficulties or challenges you faced at the very beginning for incorporating AI for business analysis?
Yes. Very good question again. So there are so many tools. I think the variety of the tools is the first challenge, first struggle point. Which one will serve for what? And if there is any other better than I use, what I will do. Or again, maybe the main point is the data you are providing, if it is secure or not. So it is not secure, we can say that, but you have that feeling all the time. So sometimes I take the support of AI when I'm instructing also, I am taking the support of it. I do that. But of course, again, I'm just dealing with the questions like, it is a repetition of something, is it good or is it not? But mostly if I summarize the variety of the tools, which one and how I need to interact with, I can say. And also the same thing, I need to be there to control everything. I have seen that, so it gives me an idea, a phrase from an article, and it gives the references also. This article, this authors, and this year. So when I go back and check from the scholar, the university database, there is no article like that. It's just hallucinating. So, the main point is, so we need to be there and check each and every point, of course. So maybe you can say that then it's more, time consuming compared to what we are doing at the moment without AI. I don't think like that, but the controlling part is so important. The variety, which one to choose, is also important. And it's so fast. It's emerging very quickly. So you need to be aware of what is going on in the field. So this is also hard part. I can say for the teaching part also, it's so hard. So some students come and tell me, oh, professor, we have this. Have you tried this? No, I haven't tried. So you just seem like you don't aware of anything, but no, up to that point you were good, but last night something happened and it's new now. So, things like this can be our struggle points, I just think at the moment. I hope, again, this is the answer.
Thank you very much. Very
Thank
interesting.
you.
Hello, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I would like to ask, for me, struggle to check the results of model, because sometimes it can just think up something that just do not exist, or just tell the fairy tales about it doesn't know anything. How do you usually check the results of models provide?
Thank you for the question. So if I'm using it for the brainstorming or the creativity part, it's a new land. So I don't need to check it. So it suits me or not, I'm checking like this. But for the data provided, like the example of the article. So yes, it was, I just see the article result and there's something really suitable for me, but I go and check each and every article, let's say, if it's an article. Or I'm just trying to retrieve the data. Just ask more questions. Where is your reference? Where did you find it? What is the link? If you can provide me a link, so I go to the link and check if it's there or not. Or I try to also independently check the resources. So give me the, metadata of this resource, and I go back and check it. So I'm doing in that way at the moment. Or sometimes, again, human touch is important. I just take a chat with my friend, colleague. I found something like that. I learned something like that. Do you have any idea about this or not? But mostly, I'm trying to question more, get the metadata, and try to check independently. But I see in myself also, there's a tend to use it as a search engine. So I find myself most of the time asking the question to the GPTs, but I stop myself, I'm aware of myself, and go back and check. I've tried to find an evidence, actually, for the results, if it's critical. So, thank you.
Thank you again. My name is Valita, and I have one more question for you. So, you're an expert in AI tools, and I want to know, what do you think about the future of this industry, and how the intermediation and between business analysis and business analytics and AI tools is going to happen in future? Thank you.
Thank you. It's again good question. So it's like, are we going to lose our jobs? I know. But I think I asked that to GPT also. And it says, you are safe. You don't lose your job. I think that actually for ourselves, for the, repetitive tasks, maybe it is the case. So if you are, let's say, entering data or creating the same thing every day, without any creativity, then it can be the case. I don't know, actually. But for us, I think that the integration, the communication, the collaboration is so important. The architectural viewpoint. So it can create separate and perfect things, but I think it doesn't have the sense of integrating them. Or it doesn't have the, perfect viewpoint regarding your domain or your organization or your product. That's why I think for the, just having the bridge in between all of these processes, all of the outputs, we should be there. And the point for us should be like, we need to develop an architectural viewpoint, how the things, to have a holistic perspective for the product, for the feature, or for anything else, for the organization or for the solution that we are developing. So if we have this, if we are in the way of creating that architectural viewpoint, then I think we are safe. Hope this is the answer. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We have one more question. So I think the last one.
Okay, sure.
Okay, thank you very much for your speech and presentation. And my question is, have you tried, or maybe your students, to make the final step to develop the application against the requirements you got with AI by using your AI tools?
Okay, you mean by using AI, have you developed any application?
You prepare requirements using AI tools, and the next step to use AI to build the application.
Sure. I can't say that just, by myself, but with a team I have done with my, project students, we have developed a CV, resume application. It gives you some recommendation regarding your, background, how you need to build your resume in a better way. So we have done that. I haven't touched in many points, I can say, but we have used the AI agents in order to build that application. I have been in the loop, I can say, but not coded. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your interesting presentation. It was really good. Thank you. And helpful. My question is, what do you think is the biggest problem of using AI tools in preparing requirements for development? I mean, currently. Thank you.
So what is it? I just couldn't catch the question part. So I just thought it's a sentence.
I just want to know your opinion on the most, maybe the biggest pain point of using AI tools in scope of preparing requirements for development.
Okay,
currently.
Good question again. So actually, so you need to stay in the scope, I think. So you have an idea, you have the scope in your mind, but AI tends to provide you, the golden plate. It gives many other features. Maybe it's not so relevant to your scope, so it's out of this discussion maybe, but so it gives you in a sense that it's so good, so helpful, so supportive, so you think that you need to get all of them, but you know that the main problem for the requirements part is so having the scope tight and sticking on that. Of course we need to be open to the changes, trends and everything, but again we need to stay on the scope and just have what needs to be there. While you are building your MVP, minimum viable product, this can be a problem, I think, having all of the features all around, and you will have hard time to select which one will, serve to your audience better. So I think the first and maybe the one struggle would be like this, the pain point, having so much options in terms of having stories and features.
So we need a critical view.
Yes, you need to have, you don't need to, again, have all the things from the AI. You need to stay on the control all the time. Thank you very much.
Reydan, thank you so much.